Quite a mess there. It's 6:16. It's time for weather impact. And we certainly could use something brighter to talk about, so it's time for trivia.
Time for trivia, although what we are talking about today is deadly, so.
Okay.
We're talking about
You're
tornadoes.
optimistic. Very optimistic.
Right.
All
right.
right. We mentioned deadly tornadoes potential from Francine there, and that's what your weather trivia question's about, too.
Yeah, so we're kind of relating it back to Tropical Storm Francine. My question for you today is, what type of cloud is associated with tornado formation, okay? It's not funnel cloud, that's what everybody wants to say, but
It's not even one of the choices.
it's A, shelf cloud, B, wall cloud, C, cumulus cloud, or D, cirrus cloud.
No idea.
So we're talking about, so the image is on the right, so it's kind of at the base of that supercell
That
thunderstorm.
should help
That
make you
didn't help
discern.
me at all.
Let's go with A, so we can get to the weather forecast.
Okay,
We're
sounds
going to go with A.
Well, it's about time you guys got one wrong, because you guys have been right, like, Tracy's got like 13 of these right in a row, so.
Who's counting?
Yep, so the wall cloud is here
wall
on the
cloud.
right-hand
I
side
don't
of
know
the
if it was a wall or a
screen.
shelf.
This is part of what we call a mesocyclone. So again, you got that rotation, that counterclockwise spin. That right there is the wall cloud, that little thing right there where my finger is. And then the tornado is that little thing right there. It's a micro scale feature, but this whole thing right here is the wall cloud that we're talking about. If you ever see one of these, get into a ditch or get into a storm shelter or whatever, because that is dangerous out there. And you can just see how dark and ominous that sky is, just black, okay? That's when you know you got those clouds up to 60,000 feet when the whole sky just goes black out there. So there you go. Also, fun fact, tropical storms and hurricanes can actually cause tornadoes as well. That's because as they make landfall, you got winds going different direction with height. We call that wind shear. And so that's possible today with Tropical Storm Francine. By the way, speaking of Francine, winds now at 45 miles per hour. And I'll say one thing, you know, a lot of times forecast models change from day to day as you get new data. This forecast has not changed from day one. If you go back to Monday, we have not changed anything with this forecast. It is still on the same track, and we're still expecting it to stall as high pressure will be off to our northeast. Rainfall down here about 3 to 5 inches. You see a little bit of rainfall in through the Buckeye State. That is not from Francine. That would come next week as we might get some moisture coming in off the Appalachian Mountains, which we'll talk about right now. All right, here's the setup. High pressure right here over New England. Francine right here. Watch how the two kind of work in tandem with one another. Again, Francine can't go through high pressure. So what happens is that Francine goes close to high pressure and then eventually stops on a dime. High pressure is going to win the battle here, like two sumo wrestlers coming together. The stronger one wins out. What happens, though, is that as high pressure weakens the storm, it shifts back up to the northeast. Look at this. Tuesday, Wednesday, as we get that clockwise spin, we might actually get a couple showers coming in off that ridge of high pressure late next week. That would be our only chance of any rain anytime soon between Wednesday and Friday. We're hoping that happens, but right now, still a week out. So, of course, things can and will change over the next week or so. Temperatures out there today, man, another hot one, feeling like summertime, as we'll be between 85 and 90. Lots and lots of blue sky out there today. Temperatures warming up to 77 by 11 o'clock in the morning, mid-80s heading into the afternoon. 7-day forecast shows we got high school football matchups on Friday. 1st and 10 temperatures, not too bad for this. Warming up 86 here and then dropping down to the 70s. It is dry, maybe a little bit on the windy side for that. And then heading into the day on Saturday, you want to take the kiddos and do something fun. We got the smoke and we got the fire festival. Temperatures will be around 84 degrees, dropping down to the mid-70s, and then drying up as we head into next week. Low to mid-80s each day, tracking dry conditions through most of next week. Amy.